More than 50 years ago, Nampa Christian Schools was founded by individuals who shared a common goal, a higher purpose, a non-denominational, biblically based education dedicated to developing Christ-like character in every student who passed through its doors. That path started in the 1950s and, piece by piece, over the decades has survived through several trials and tribulations that threatened to close those doors.
And if you go back on the history of the school and talk to other people that were on the board, almost every one of them has a similar setup where they were in a situation like us where you were wondering, is this school going to exist? And if you had to leave God out of it and you said, is this school going to exist? The answer is no, it's not.
And just to see the different things that God has brought about in our school is just amazing, and it does reinforce your faith.
But over the years, through God's grace and the determination of His people, not only has Nampa Christian Schools survived, but it has thrived to the point where Phase 2 of its master plan is being considered, building new athletic facilities.
That we went from that stage of desperation to being able to witness just miracle after miracle, that we're able to now consider what are we going to add on to next, and that we're able to even consider the future.
The athletic complex, to be located in the field north of the new Flamingo campus, will start with the construction of a softball field early next year, likely followed by a baseball field and then the football field and outdoor track. Realization of this dream is well underway, with an anonymous donor contributing $100,000 to build the first ever softball field. The softball players have never had a home field to call their own. They currently practice at a field off of Nampa Caldwell Boulevard and play their home games at West Park.
I'm really excited, especially for the softball field, of course, but I think that'll be fun, and it'll be like our own field so that we get to take care of it and kind of take pride and ownership in it.
Just like the feeling of like a new field will just be like so exciting, and like it just makes you feel like more special, and like your sport is like important and people like care about it, and I don't know, it's like especially the softball field because we don't have one right now.
New athletic fields will bring a source of pride to the student body and will draw new onlookers and new students to Nampa Christian's family.
Brand new facilities are always exciting, and it's a great way to get other students out doing sports.
I think we've already seen the benefit of this particular building, and I have no doubt we'll see the benefit of a sports complex.
I have friends that were part of Nampa Christian years ago, and for them to talk now about Nampa Christian, that, you know, to see where it went from point A to point B, it just generates a lot of excitement.
It'd be great for the community, great for Nampa Christian as an institution. I mean, it would just be a tremendous blessing if we were to get something like that going. Let's get it started.
At Nampa Christian, our focus is to develop the whole student, academically, physically, and spiritually. We utilize various tools to accomplish this goal, from the classroom to the fine arts, from school clubs to athletics. Coupled with our church, family, and school partnership, Nampa Christian continues to aspire to develop Christ-like students.
You know, at Nampa Christian Schools, one of our core values is the focus on extracurricular opportunities, and we take that core value seriously. But I want you to know it's not just about athletics. It's more than that. It's about development of the whole individual.
As you look at the total program of an education for a child, we want the whole development of that child. And athletics is not the answer. It is just one part of the whole.
Really, a football field is another classroom, and a gymnasium can be another chapel hall. You know, it's what we're looking for in terms of building the whole child.
They want to be the best person that they can be, and I think at Nampa Christian they're challenged to do that always, in everything, in sports and in academics and in their music programs, everything. They're always challenged to step it up and just be the best they can be.
For years, Nampa Christian teachers and coaches have provided a higher purpose and played a vital role in inspiring and transforming the lives of our student athletes. They lead and mentor in practices and games by displaying their passion for Christ in the classroom and on the field.
So whether it's softball, baseball, football, and track, we always want it to reflect Christ.
I mentored because I wanted to help the person or individual improve from where they were. And I wanted to try to make a difference in their lives, as sports and coaches had done in my life.
Sports is like a microwave, and it takes you and puts you in all these really big situations immediately, and how we learn how to deal with it is very important.
The reason I'm coaching here is for influence, and I wanted to lift up the name of Jesus. I wanted to honor Christ, and I wanted to instill that in the athletes, that they could compete for an audience of one, just one person in the stands, and that'd be for Jesus Christ.
Here at Nampa Christian, we have that opportunity to be really overt with how we share our faith, individually with kids, or whether it's in time of prayer when you're on a trip, or however it presents itself. And I like to take advantage of those times whenever we can.
Nampa Christian coaches have always been more than just game strategists. As life-changing mentors, they have a higher purpose in developing the Christ-like character of each athlete. It's a responsibility they take seriously, and it has left a lasting impression.
But they had such belief in me, and I think that is a huge, it's a huge part of it, and it's amazing with the coaches here at Nampa Christian, because they have that belief, they have that care, they have that passion for not only the sport, but for the individual, and they want to see you succeed.
Well, I like all the coaches, but probably Coach Mao is my favorite. He just really got into the personal level with me.
One that always stands out is a speech that Kenny Lee gave us on the bus when I was in 7th or 8th grade. He just gets on the bus, before he gets off, he says to us, "All right, boys, gentlemen," always called us gentlemen. He says, "Tonight's the night, Parma will crumble." And then he gets off the bus, that's all he says, and we all look at each other and be like, yeah, just going intense, like that's all it took to pump us up.
For baseball, Coach Harris and Coach Jones, they were, they weren't the chaplains of the school or anything like that, but they brought their faith into baseball in such a way that that it really had an impact on me and all of my friends. Baseball, basketball, football, in each of their own ways. Coach Lacey, Coach Harris, Coach Jones, Coach Campbell, Coach Pilkington, so many others, they all brought their faith into their sport.
That you model after Christ in how you compete. You win graciously, you lose graciously as well, in victory and in defeat. But the biggest connection that our coaches have is that they can spend time in prayer before, after competition.
We've got to instill a Christian worldview in our children, because we're in a spiritual war out there, and to have that great mentoring, that Christian guidance from a coach is fantastic.
The future continues to shine at Nampa Christian Schools, and this ministry continues to provide a vital truth to the students who have been transformed by its education, teachers, coaches, and extracurricular activities.
My time here, as far as athletics goes, honestly, I know for a fact, because of my experience here, I'm going to put my kids into sports, and hopefully they'll have the same experience I did, because I now know how to work better with people around me. Whatever industry that I'm in, everything's a team effort.
This is a place that I would love to have my children go to because of the experience that I had.
I think we could have a big positive impact on the community, not just being dominant in sports or athletics, but we can be in that Christian leadership, you know, that the Lord has called us to be.
I've been almost out for 10 years since I've been a student, and to see Nampa Christian just as a place that you can trust. You can trust that you know, the students here are going to get an incredible education. They're going to have just so many awesome opportunities outside of the classroom with sports and music and so many other things.
They're just not just kids, they're quality kids. And as they graduate and get their degrees in college or whatever and come back into the community, they have so much to offer. And I think that plays a huge piece into the face of the school in the community.
At Nampa Christian Schools, we have a higher purpose, and that purpose was built on the sacrifice and resources provided throughout the decades by people like you.
I would just say that we're really glad that Nampa Christian's here. It's well worth the sacrifice that a family goes through to put their kids in this school.
I would like to see the future of Nampa Christian continue to grow. In my point of view, I think if we're not continually to grow and improve, we're going to be a dying ministry and a dead school at some point.
Please prayerfully consider what you can generously give to see Phase 2 become a reality.
There's a purpose for this ground, and there's a purpose for the school, and there's gaps in this community for a Christian education. And people see the quality of people that are coming out of the school system, and they want their kids to have the same opportunities. And so being able to extend not just the educational part, but as well as the athletic parts, the extracurricular activities that go along with those is absolutely essential.
And just give what you can, because I don't think there's anything better out there than Christian education and raising these kids the way, you know, this school does.
My wife and I, we don't have much money, but we're going to donate because we believe, and for me being an alumni and having been here at Nampa Christian, I know the impact that this makes. Again, these aren't just one-time things that are going to help the students next year or the next year after that. These are donations that are going to come together to create something that's going to impact just, I mean, thousands of students.
We are so excited about this project to do a build-out of our Phase 2 athletic facilities. Will you partner with us as we move forward in extracurricular opportunities?